Now let's look at what happens if we add the numbers 1, 2, 3 up to a certain number. What do we get when we add those numbers when this last number is given just by the symbol n? Now remember, if we add the numbers from 1 to 100, for example, we can group the 1 with the 100, the 2 with the 99, the 3 with the 98, and get a sum of 101. We can determine that there are 50 such terms, and we can easily then calculate the sum of all those terms. If we're given the sequence with just n as the number, well, let's write out what we get. Now the last number will be n, but let's write out the number before that, which is going to be what? n minus 1. And before that, n minus 2. So if our numbers end with n, if n is 1,000, n minus 1 is 999, n minus 2 is 998. If we end with n, then the number before that is n minus 1, number before that is n minus 2, assuming, of course, that we go up by ones. If we do this, then we can do the grouping thing again. Okay, we can group 1 with n. What do we get when we add 1 to n? Well, I guess we're going to call that n plus 1. If we add 2 to n minus 1, well, you simplify the expression 2 plus the quantity n minus 1, and you get n plus 1 again. If you add 3 to n minus 2, you again get n minus 1. N plus 1. I think I said minus here and here. Those are pluses, obviously. Okay? Now, we see then that we're going to be able to pair all these numbers up into pairs that add up to n plus 1. The question is, how many pairs do we have? Well, if there are n numbers, if we're going from 1 to n, then there are n numbers. How many pairs do we have? Think about that for a minute. Pause a minute and ponder that. But the number of pairs is n divided by 2. You got n numbers, you're pairing them up, you're going to have n over 2 pairs. Each totaling n plus 1. So, what's the sum? Well, your sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n will have to be n over 2, the number of pairs, multiplied by n plus 1, which is what each pair adds up to. And this is a formula in your book. Now, your book might give that formula as n times n plus 1 over 2, which is clearly an algebraic rearrangement of this. But this is the way that the sum really makes sense of itself.